So people keep asking me, what is in my theater, right? So this is my theater away from my theater. This is a small theater. So this is where I come to watch all of my movies if I'm not in the house, where my main theater is. So I do want to say, shout out to everybody in home theater. This is my small theater. Right now I've got my Neo G9. I think this is a 240 hertz monitor for my computer system. Got RTX 3090 Ti, bunch of fans in there. We're gonna get over here in a minute, but before all of that, let me show you. So these are my Polk R700s. We're gonna talk about these in a minute. This is a small shed. This is not a super big shed at all. Let me close the door, give you guys kind of an idea. This is small. So this is like my YouTube space over here. This is everything. This is just, you know, my shed or whatever. This is not the house. This is my shed. All right, so we're going to go through everything right here. Polk R700s. I love those things. We're going to talk about them in a minute. I've got SVS Ultra Center, a LG G4 OLED television, and I've got two, I think, Prime Elevation SVS speakers right there. And then at the top, we're going to have 4 Prime Elevation speakers. And then we're going to have some back speakers right here. And then these are the Prime Elevation speakers as well. Right there, I've got a Polk R200 right there. Underneath all of that is going to be a PB 2000 Pro subwoofer. This recliner has a bass shaker connected to it. I think it's like a 300 watt bass shaker. Oh my God, it is amazing. This is my favorite thing about being in here. You playing video games, whatever. This recliner rocks. It's got a massager on it as well. That's all of my, game system crap over there. I've got the heart of the entertainment system is going to be this beauty right here. So this is a mint condition. It is a Harmony Elite controller. I love that thing. As far as the rack, we're going to get to the rack. I've got, give you guys a far look. Now we're going to get close. So this is, I love these right here. So this is from Etsy. I love these. I think they're like $35 a piece. I think they're lower now. They're less expensive now. I've got a 3D back wall behind the TV. I've got a Xbox, and then I've got a PS5 on the other side of it hiding behind there. So right here, this is going to be the Kaleidoscape Straddle V. I've got Emotiva XPA3. So this is a 3-channel amplifier, a Gen 3. So this is giving me 275 watts per channel with 3 channels driven. 2 channels driven, I'm going to get, I think, 300 watts to power the Polk R700s. But because I didn't really hear too much of a difference between the 25 watts, I just hooked up the center channel as well to this, so they're all getting 275 watts. But yeah, and I think this thing is amazing. I think it's great. And then I've got, I think, Apple TV right here, and this is the Harmony Elite hub right here. And then I've got an AC Infinity fan. I've got an Emotiva Bass X2 2-channel amplifier, and then this is going to be my Anthem AVM90. It's kind of tweaking out because it's not playing anything right now through the Kaleidoscape, so it's trying to figure out what's going on. This is the brains of the system, the processor. I love this thing. And then I've got 2 Bass X 4s. So these are 2 4-channel amps. And then I've got down here, it's a Panasonic UB820. A lot of that's going to be hooked up into my APC. And then on the right side of that, I've got an amplifier that's going to be powering 300 watts for the bass shaker. I think it's like a, I'm not mistaken, like a Dayton bass shaker. I can't remember what it was called, but it's like 300 watts and it's really good. But I have it turned down because it rocks. Over here, I've got a PB 2000 Pro right here. And then it's just got 2 racing cars sitting on it. And then I've got a Polk R200 right here. And this is going to be basically my fan if it gets too hot in here from all of the electronics. And then I've got my Quest, you know, my VR, all of that. I've got my A50X headphones here. I let them charge here. This is for the computer. And then for the, if I'm not listening to everything through my system, I use a SteelSeries headset for over here, like playing my video games or whatever. So as far as the Polk R700s, what do I think of these? I love them. I've heard a lot of different speakers, and, you know, in the house, I've got Kefs. I'll end up doing a video on that sometime. But in here, I've got the Polk R700s. My girl got these for me for Christmas 2 years ago, and I fell in love with them. Because I'm just like, let me just see if Andrew Robinson was telling the truth. Are these Polk R700s really that good, or is he just blowing smoke? And I will tell you, everything that he said about these speakers are true, right? So the first things first, when I first got the Polk R700s, I was very, very upset because they sounded really flat. I'm like, yo, like you said, these things sound really good, but they're flat. Like, what's going on? And he's like, oh, well, I did tell you to pair them with an appropriate amplifier because they're going to take like 300 watts to really power, you know? So once you do that, then, you know, let me know what you think. I ended up getting a Emotiva XPA3, and I think these things sound amazing. Sometimes I just, because, you know, this is a separate processor, the AVM90, and it's got like really good DAC in there. And, you know, the circuitry is like a shorter pathway, and they use really good transistors and all of that stuff in there, like for the processor. So it sounds really good with music. So a lot of times with the Polk R700s, even though I've got a PB2000 Pro over there and then another PB2000 over there, Pro, I turn those off and I just run the Polk R700's full range, because with a room this size, like I said, this isn't a really big room. It just, like, it's so much bass in here. So much bass. And it sounds really, really good. Really, really full. I love it. You know what I mean? And as far as the speakers, you know, sometimes we get the upgrade bug. And I'm just like, oh, I want to get something different type of speakers. And, you know, I don't know. Like, maybe just try something different. You know, I thought about getting Martin Logan's, went and go listen to them. And I listened to some Folk House. I listened to some Perlistons. And, you know, with doing YouTube, you get a lot of disposable income on my main channel. So I just buy stuff sometimes. And even though I go to a lot of different trade shows, like I just went to CEDIA 2025 and all of that, the Polk R700s, I feel, have never been embarrassed by anything. Like, nothing has been able to embarrass these speakers. So I don't have a need to upgrade. Like, I don't, some people get the bug, the upgrade itch. I don't, because I feel like these are just so amazing. And I feel like you get a pretty decent holographic sound from them. I feel like the sound stage is big, you know, and, you know, I just love them. As far as timbre matching, some people could be concerned because there are different type of speakers in here. I feel like the SVS, the prime elevations, go really well with the Polk R700s, and the Ultra Center, I think, goes very well with them. I was listening to a movie called Roma, right? It's a Criterion Collection movie. And with that movie, Roma, you know, I think it's the same guy that did the audio for Gravity, right? And, you know, that movie had very, very good audio. But the movie Roma, there's a lot of panning of voices. And, you know, I was listening to try to see if there was a timbre issue, and I did not hear one at all. Everything sounded really smooth and, you know, seamless. Like, I didn't hear different tonalities or anything like that. So I get it. Like, sometimes, like, if, let's just say I paired the prime elevations with Kefs, it wouldn't work, right? That wouldn't, you know, that would sound really crazy awkward. But with the Polks, you know, with the Polk R200s, the R700s, the prime elevations, Like, I think everything really works very well. And a lot of times the side speakers anyway are just effect speakers, right? The main dialogue, everything's going to be coming out of the center speaker. So I didn't hear any timbre issues at all. I think everything seems seamless to me. As far as the speakers, they are very big and they come out a lot. Now, I've heard people say, don't put these close to a wall because you're going to get a lot of room gain. They're going to sound weird. I've heard many different things, right? So reasons why not to do that. And I don't get it because they sound amazing. Like, this sounds like one big wall of sound. I don't feel like the room is breaking apart. I don't feel like any of that. And then also I'm using Arc Genesis, which is correcting everything. So in here, when people come in here, they're like really amazed because I can put on Godzilla -1, right? And crank it up and have this room filled with bass, right? And this is when I got the subwoofers and everything turned on. The room is filled with bass. You can hear things from the, everywhere. Atmospherics, super loud, and the room does not break apart because Arc Genesis and the Anthem AVM90 does such an amazing job with controlling the sound. There's a lot of mid bass in here, and it just sounds phenomenal. As far as Andrew Robinson, I do want to say a special shout out to you, bro, because these Polk R700s have been a godsend. Very, 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 very good speakers. And my girl, she comes in here sometimes and she listens and she just says, wow, like, she's amazed. And she's got, women are keen to different frequencies. Like men, we like lower frequencies. Women, I think, like higher frequencies or whatever. And, she says that these are not ear fatiguing. She still likes them, you know what I mean? And I don't feel like these are fatiguing at all. I think it's it's like a nice bit of compression that seems to be added to the speaker to where it's not super bright or fatiguing, right? And I love them, and then, being able to turn off the subwoofers and just have these things rock out is insane, right? And then these are, obviously the subwoofers in here, they're sealed, so they're going to be fast reacting. They're going to stop and start fast, more fast than the PB2000 Pros. So sometimes, like with music, I just like letting these run wild, and I love them. As far as should you have a bigger space for the Polk R700s, of course. If you can have a bigger dedicated space for the Polk R700s, please do that. But it hasn't stopped me from being able to enjoy these things. I think I showed you guys. I've got an Xbox behind here, and then I've got a PS5 behind here. I just love these speakers. I love them. I love everything about them. And that's just like my iPad I use to control my Anthem AVM90 and different things. But yeah, so this is my small theater. Eventually I will do a video of my theater in the house. It's like the big one. But yeah, so this is just where I come to kick it when I want to get away from the kids, get away from the girl, and just chill and blast a movie and not bother anybody. And this is what I do, So shout out to everybody. Let me know what y'all think down in the comment section below. Andrew Robinson, really appreciate you for keeping it real with these speakers. And I think everything you said about them have been correct. Only thing I don't like is that I couldn't get these in white. I wanted these in white. But, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You can't have everything. But shout out to everybody. I'm out. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about that. And as far as the AVM90, I will probably do another review on that thing. I love that thing. Absolutely love that thing. But let me know what y'all think in the comments section. I'm out, y'all. Peace.